Welcome to another episode, everyone. Okay, we've all heard the rumor that Jefe got into a squabble there in the Los Angeles County Jail with two individuals from neighborhood crib. Now, the narrative has been that Jefe got beat up and balled up and all sorts of stuff. Here, an individual who has firsthand knowledge says that Jefe knocked the individual from neighborhood out. This would be baby space ghost, infant space ghost, one of the space ghosts, supposed to be big space ghost from 9-0's son. Apparently, supposedly in the second round, when they squabbled up the second time, and Jefe knocked him out. This is what this individual is saying. I've seen many titles on this. I haven't watched any videos on it, but I've seen many individuals covering this yesterday and all day today. I stayed out of the fray, was going to stay out of the fray totally, waiting on Jefe to say something about it, figuring that he may make a phone call and speak on it, particularly to clear everything up since everything has been coming out, and particularly since this narrative of him getting beat up and balling up has been put out there. I thought perhaps he may want to put out the fire. But then again, when I think about it, it makes sense that he may not want to speak on that in particular. I know you may say, well, he speaks on everything else, but he may not want to get on the phone and say, I got into a fight and I knocked someone out. If he didn't get caught, didn't go to the hole for it, they can come and get him and take him to the hole. They can maybe even try to give him a case, assault, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not so sure. He may even speak on that. If he does, I'll cover it. But just wanted to put a different narrative out here, if I'm being honest, because, again, the titles that I've seen today were people saying that Jefe lost, got beat up, all kind of people got thumbnails with Jefe with black eyes, all sort of stuff. This individual here says Jefe, none of that is true. He said individuals deliberately put out a false narrative, but that the truth is Jefe is a beast. His brothers are in there. NBA 2 is in there again. That he's been in there catching phase. Check this out. This is Too Gangster for YouTube. My God, Too Gangster for YouTube. What it do? My boy.
Big game. I believe he's from West LA. He's a gangster crib. He said Young Ant won both of his fight. He said Young Ant knocked out Space Ghost's son. I was like, never. They said Ant's in the county doing his thing.
I gotta speak up on the real, man. Can't be lying to making shit seem sideways. Talk about big game. The name, you know what it is, the ACE, man. So, what I'm saying? Some content came out. A couple people out here speaking up on Young and Jefe. I'm talking about? They speaking up on Young and Jefe. What I'm saying? About something about a fade with Space Ghost. I'm saying? Talking about Jesse Owens versus St. Andrews. Talk about, what I'm saying? So, to keep it all the way 100, I got the inside scoop on the real deal. What I'm saying? Holyfield Ant did his thing. He did his thing, man. He got up in there, squabbled him down, second round, put him out. What I'm talking about? Put him out. He squabbled two people. He squabbled him and another dude from 40's name, some gun or something. What I'm saying? That's what it is. He did his thing. He in there squabbling. So just to clear the air, Young and Jefe out there in the county jail squabbling up.
He said Whacking Project Bo is lying about the fight. According to him, Ant won both of his fight. He said all of Ant's brothers be doing their thing. They said NBA 2 already caught 2 fades. They said NBA's over there pressing a line, catching all fades with all his amigos.
So just to clear the air, Young and Jefe out there in the county jail squabbling up, putting niggas to sleep with a name like that over there. What I'm saying? His son, Big Space Ghost son, Space Ghost up in there. What I'm saying? From the other side, and that's what it is. He put him out. He doing his thing. He and his brothers in there. What I'm saying? So I got the inside scoop. I talk to people's, keeping it real, just to clear the air. You got people like Rack 100 and other people who doing content, and they ain't got no real news. So evidently, he can't put it on there, put it out there first. I'm from that card. What I'm talking about? And that's what happened, fool. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, he up in there squabbling, doing his thing. What I'm saying? Real powerhouse. What I'm saying? All they brothers, all the A-Trade, all the brothers, bro, right there, powerhouses. I didn't see it from my own eyes. It ain't no, talk about ain't no busting shit going on, no bullshit activities. You know what I'm saying?
Wack and Project Bo say Young.
Yeah, and I don't know NBA 2, but I know of him. I don't know him personally, but he is, according to reports, the wild one out of the bunch, the real wild one who's really like that. Not that Jefe is not. Jefe does his stuff as well. Of course, there's been no smut on Aunt Jefe's name that I've ever heard or know about whatsoever. I know Baby Aunt real well. I've never, Aunt Jefe is known to have some sort of squabble upon him. And we heard it there. And that's an individual who said he's with the car. He's not from A-Trade Gangster, but he's with the G car. And he said he has the inside story. He has the inside scoop. He's spoken with someone apparently from the inside. We know that these individuals are calling home. They have access to the phone. We know that Aunt Jefe is on the phone all day making content. So if someone has called in and said what happened, that's his side of it. That's what he says happened. That's what, or whoever told him that's their side of it. I don't know if they were there or inside of the cell when it happened, whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. Just bringing you the latest on the situation because, again, I'm sure all of you have at least heard something about what happened with Aunt. It's been everywhere about what happened with Aunt Jefe and the fight that he supposedly had yesterday or whenever it was with one of the space ghosts from 9-0 and someone else. Would he say 40 Gun or something? Two dudes from neighborhood. And again, all of the titles that I've seen and the thumbnails, et cetera, saying Aunt Jefe got beat up. Aunt Jefe got beat up by the neighborhoods. Aunt Jefe got knocked out. I see all the black eyes, swollen faces on the thumbnails. I'm like, damn. I hadn't checked any of it out. Then I see Two Gangster for YouTube, and he's saying something totally different. Basically that, and I did see someone else saying that Aunt Jefe supposedly had knocked both of the individuals out. I forget who had said that. So it's just all of these different narratives going around, but most of them were pretty negative, saying that Aunt Jefe balled up, got beat up, this and that. Apparently someone had put that out on him. People sort of took that and ran with it, clipped that and ran with it, or what have you. So that's why I thought perhaps Aunt Jefe would come out and speak on it once his people let him know all of these different videos that are coming out saying that he done balled up, ran out of cell. I done heard all kind of stuff. But then again, as I said, I can understand why he may not want to speak on that in particular and put himself in a situation like that. And again, you may say, well, it's maybe too late for that or whatever. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see if Aunt Jefe comes out and says something about it at some point. At that time, then I'm sure I'll cover it. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Shout out to Two Gangster for YouTube. Getting spicy, my boy. That's my guy right there. And, what say you? I mean, I guess none of us really know. None of us are there. We're there. But I'm sure some of you let me know in the comments if you heard the opposite, that, Aunt Jefe balled up and got beat up and this, that, and the other. Because, again, that's what I've been hearing this whole time, all day to day and all of that. But this is a different perspective. This is someone who says, of course, this is, Aunt Jefe's homeboy, if you will. So you have to look at everything and say, well, what is he going to say? Aunt Jefe got knocked out. This is his homeboy. He's not supposed to say that. Unless it happened, I guess. But, excuse me. But we can see what he said. He said the total opposite, that Aunt Jefe knocked the individual out and dealt with the other individual. Said he went 2 rounds, and in the second round, he put him to bed. This is what he said. These are his words. I don't freaking know. Don't come for me. I wasn't there. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Shout out to young Aunt Jefe. Be strong. Hopefully these individuals can stop all this. It's a bunch of nonsense anyway, man. Just fighting each other and hurting each other on some gang nonsense. Or I don't know what it may have been over, but they're all too old for that. I'm too old for that. We're all too old for that. And He's in there fighting for his life. And Jefe, I don't know, Space Ghost situation, and the other individual, the other brother that he got into it with, allegedly, from 40s or whatever, I guess they're saying, 40 guns or something. I don't know what kind of case they have, what kind of time they are facing, but we all know that Jefe is facing really, a lot of time. I don't want to say the rest of his life in prison, because the charge could be dropped down to a manslaughter, which eventually I think it would be, because it's not, just like with the Carmelo Anthony situation, murder comes with intent, that you were intending to kill someone. That's what murder is. If you just beating someone up, if it's some kind of discipline or whatever, and the person happens to die, you wasn't trying to kill them, that's not murder. That's manslaughter. By the letter of the law, anyway, from my understanding. But, I don't know. I'm not here to talk about the case and litigate the case. I'm just saying we'll see what happens. Nevertheless, he's facing time. He's facing a lot of time. He's fighting for his life. My speculation that it eventually be dropped down to manslaughter, whatever, that's my speculation. I'm not a damn lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a prosecutor. I'm not any of that stuff. So just my opinion, based on what I've heard or whatever about the situation. Just my common sense dictates that, but I don't know. But my point is that whatever the case is, he's facing a lot of time, and I'm sure he wants to focus on that and be concerned about that. That's what he needs to do, not being there fighting on some gang stuff, for the same hood that you're in there for, basically. No, man, at some point we got to get out of this stuff. You got to get your ass home. Worry about that and nothing else. But again, I don't know what happened. You got to defend yourself. Someone could have came at him and he had to, but I would say the same thing to Space Ghost. Whatever it is he's fighting. I don't know his situation, as I said. We all know, what we know about Jefe's situation, but whatever Space Ghost situation may be, and the other brother from 40s, if they're facing a lot of time or facing a little time, whatever, you still want to do that time and come home. And if you're facing a lot of time, you want to fight that case and put all of your energy into fighting that case and then coming home. Don't end up on a prison yard talking about all the work that you were putting in the county jail, but now you're on that prison yard for the rest of your life, and you're going to have these stories to tell for the next 30 years. Nobody cares. And you're not going to care. 20 years later, you're not even going to care about it. You're going to say, I should have been in there fighting my case and going home instead of in there fighting on some nonsense gang stuff, and now I'm in here stuck for life. You're not going to care about it either. You're going to regret it. So, but anyway, don't mean to preach. Let me know what you think, man. Shout out to those brothers. Stay safe and stay free, people.